Good afternoon and welcome back to part 2 of the GER J65 tank loco build. Okay, now in the last one we discussed about marking out the frames as to what side is what's the front, what's the back. There is one revision actually which I've got to do, is this is actually the back and the other half is the front. The reason is because the cylinders, so I just changed the F to a B, so it just goes to show. But by making all this, writing these bits and pieces on there, you will know. So that's the back now, inside left. So it just goes to show it's easy to make a mistake, and I don't mind admitting it on here. I don't edit nothing, so that you can actually see what you can actually do. Now, because it's a little drill, it doesn't matter too much about not clamping it. If it's a bigger drill, the bigger the drill, what you might find is the drill snatches in the metal, and because this is all sharp, will probably cut your hand. Can cause serious damage. The smaller the drill, you can actually hold it. Now what you've got to learn to do really, turn it on, make sure the drill bit is actually running as concentric as you can, and then you've got to feel it in the hole. You'll know when it's kind of felt its way in to where it's got to go. And again, take your time, there's no rush, we'll know when we're through. Reason, we'll see bits of wood coming up, like so. Blow that out and you can see the hole is drilled. You can see that one is just the burnt bit and the other one has now got a proper hole. So move your piece of wood so it doesn't go back down that same hole, and you can see the drill moving a bit there where it was searching out the hole. Okay, now we can have a look at that. We have now got 2 holes drilled in there. If the back has got anything there that shouldn't be, then later on we can just file that. So I'm just going to carry on now and drill out the rest of the holes. The other thing to just bear in mind, where these holes have been burnt, it could have hardened the steel a little bit because a laser has been fired through where these holes are. So again, 2 more holes up there, and while I'm down this end, I'm going to drill out the 4 holes that are going to hold the cylinder. I believe these are drilled, but I'm going to drill them with the same drill so that I know that we're in the right place and everything's okay there. So you see it's just going straight in, which means that somebody has already drilled those holes out. We've got there, then we come along to where the ones are. Now if you get any wood or swarf build up on your drill, clean it off. Don't forget, if you're drilling through, I mean this isn't so bad on this thin stuff, if you're drilling through thicker stuff, I wouldn't just grab that because obviously it's friction and friction causes heat, so just be careful of that fact. The other thing is, I've got glasses on. It will pay you really to wear goggles because sometimes little bits of metal can fly up. So That's it. It won't take long to actually do this bit, because then you've got to do the same again on the other one. But just take your time, make sure the drill is going in. If it doesn't quite line up when you fit it, then there are things you can do. You can elongate the hole slightly. There's lots of fitting techniques that you can use to make it fit. So if you do make a bit of a mistake, don't panic straight away. As you can see now, that drill bit, I'm not going to touch it while it's spinning, even though it wouldn't really hurt, but I don't really want to show you things that teach you bad habits. You'll probably learn them yourself without me, but anyway. Right, so there's 2 more here to do. Fit that back on. Now the actual pillar drill that I'm using, you're better off using a pillar drill. Don't really try and do it by hand with a hand drill. If the hand drill's in a actual mounted in a frame, turns it into a pillar drill, then that's okay. But don't try and do it freehand with a hand drill, because the accuracy can go out the window quite quickly. So anyway, that is the first one. So we drilled then. There's holes on here that I haven't drilled because I'm not sure what that is, and it doesn't mention it on that first drawing. It could be that this frame does another loco, so that's why it's done like that. So that's it. So that's the inside left. That's it like that. That's it. And we're getting that good now. Back inside right, back inside left. That's it. So yeah, we're getting there now. So I was just thinking out loud, thinking, but anyway, no, it's all good now. So we got that. So you can see on one side, this side, the hole's not going right the way through. You turn it over, it is, because they're actually fired by a laser. That's how they do. So these are laser cut frames. So it's cut all the holes out and all the other bits and pieces, and it's spotted where the drilling's got to be. So it may be it's not 100% accurate, but a lot of it can be modified as you go along, because that's the skill of building it. Right, we'll turn that back on and we'll get these ones out. All of these drills and bits that I'm using, I have ordered on eBay. I know I use eBay a lot, but the trouble is nowadays, it's where else do you, if you're lucky enough to have somebody that does model engineering stuff near where you are, or of course there are model engineering companies like Blackgates and things like that where you can order the parts. But if like me, I find that just ordering the drill bits on eBay are perfectly okay. Just double checking now with the other one. Let's see how we're getting on. Right, here we go again. Quite therapeutic actually doing it, but the secret is just take your time. If you rush it and break the drill and you've only got one drill, then you've got to wait for the new one to come. Probably if you've never done this before, I would probably say at least order 2. It'll get quicker as time goes on, but you always just stop and have a look. They all look pretty central. Two on the end haven't not been done. I found there it was going to go in the wrong place, and now I've got to be very careful. Luckily it's on the other side, it has gone through. It just shows that if you don't get it right, it will fall and drill a hole in the wrong place. Just going to clean that off the drill so it's easier to see then. You can see the point of it going in. So I've turned it over again this side because it is just a microscopic Now we got it. See, I've been doing engineering for quite a few years, but I don't mean to say that you're going to just get it right because you've done it loads of times. Right, I'll just run through those other holes, but I think they're done. Right, and there we are. And then all I would do then is I would just go around with a file like this and just gently rub on the back or the front, whichever way, because I have turned this over, and just do that, just rub where it is. Now what you'll find is that can put some, where I've filed it, it's gone over, so the hole needs just cleaning out again. That's it. So that hole is now clean. It's now cleaned out. So if you do file it over and it puts like a burr inside the hole, then just turn it over and run the drill back for it again, and that will clean the hole out. So there we are, that's that side of it. I will then be switching the drill down to drill down with the smaller drill, which is the 1.4, which is in here, and then I will go in those, repeat on all the ones that are not marked. I think it's basically, yeah, it's all the top ones, because I think the top ones is where it screws on to the actual footplate bit. So the top part of the goes onto the frames. Okay, this here will hold the bearings for the wheels. They're like keeper plates to keep the bearings in, and the axles will go through these bits on here, these three here. That is just a guard, so that if there's anything on the track, it just knocks it out of the way. And these are where the actual buffer beam brackets are going to go across. So they'll obviously bolt onto there, and then the other side will bolt onto that, and then you'll start to see how the frame is being built. So that is the second part of the build so far. So I did the first bit, marking out, showing you all the bits, and then I showed you drilling. I also showed where you can actually run into slight problems, because sometimes the laser doesn't go right the way through, and you think, it's like on these top ones on here, you can see just a teeny speck there, and the other side is a bigger spec. So obviously the laser was fired that side when these were made, all right. But it's not perfect, so you do have to use a little bit of skill and do these bits yourself. But you know, in a while you will get the hang of it. And if you do completely mess it up, don't panic, because if you get in touch with Barrett's, they can make you a replacement part. So there you get lots of numbers. I mean, I haven't tried ringing it, but as far as I know, I mean, they're still in existence. They're still knocking out very lovely locos, and people are buying them. So, and when they're built, because the thing is, if you buy it, it's going to be cheaper to build as a kit. But two, you've got the pleasure of building it and the satisfaction of it. And also, because you're putting it together, you will learn, if you don't know too much about steam locos, you will learn how each bit works and why, and all the rest. So you'll have a better understanding of the locomotive when it's finished. Okay, so anyway, that is the second part of the build. Next, all I'm going to do, as I say, is go through with the 1.4 drill, making the holes ready to cutting the threads. And then when I come to cutting the threads, I will show you how I do that. I don't think there's any point in me showing you how to drill more holes, because I think the other thing to do, if you've never done it before, is just get a flat piece of steel. You know, you've either got something around, or if not, go to a hardware, or sometimes B&Q, they sell pieces of metal, just and aluminium and all sorts of things that you can use to make bits and pieces yourself. So if you've never done it before, perhaps mark out a few bits and pieces on there and practice drilling. All right, try and get about that thickness. Don't go too thick, because obviously it's a lot of drilling, especially with a small drill, and you will get it very hot. And of course you'll blunt it after a while, whereas we want the drill to cut nice and sharp and clean, because obviously then you get the right size hole. All right. So anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Now, if you've got any questions on any of this, please put it in the comments, and I will, to the best of my ability and knowledge, reply. If not, I will try and seek advice from somebody as to whatever it is you may need to know. But anyway, so we'll leave it there, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye now.